Greetings to one and all on behalf of Koshi's group of institutions and Koshi's multi-speciality hospital. Amid the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, India has witnessed a massive surge of cases in the past 3 weeks. If we talk about the current situation, there is panic everywhere. Since we are facing a crisis like never before, there are a lot of doubts and confusions among people, including you and me. Dr. Santosh Koshi is the medical director of Koshi's Multi-Speciality Hospital, which is located at Ramurthy Nagar, Bengaluru, and he is also the medical director of Little Flower Hospital, Bengaluru. In addition, he is successfully leading Koshi's group of institutions as the chairman from the last 17 years. We are pleased to welcome Dr. Santosh Koshi, a very special guest, and today he'll be sharing with us his expert opinion on few of the questions that are frequently asked by the public.
Yeah, I have some questions for you. So the first question is COVID vaccine necessary? And if so, people who took vaccine are still positive. So why they take it?
COVID vaccine is an absolute necessity. The reason being that COVID virus has got a lot of mutants and variants which are going on. COVID vaccine will definitely boost the immune system. In spite of taking vaccine, patients can definitely get COVID, but then the symptoms are said to be very mild and the mortality rate is very much decreased. And the chances of boosting the immune system with COVID vaccine is said to be very, very high. So I would definitely prefer that everybody takes COVID vaccine.
Thank you, doctor. The next question is what are the vaccines available in India and the time gap to get the second vaccine?
There are three types of vaccines which are available in India right now. That is, one is Covishield, one is Covaxin, and Sputnik V. The time gap is said to be around 6 to 8 weeks.
Do children get COVID infection?
Absolutely, but the symptoms are said to be very mild compared to the adults.
When can I take my second dose of vaccine after contracting COVID infection?
They say up to 2 to 3 weeks later we can definitely take a second dose of vaccine.
Can a person get vaccinated with different vaccines?
No, it's an absolute contraindication. It's always better that you take the same dose. Hence the same company.
Yeah. What are the common side effects of vaccination and how do we tackle it?
The side effects are mostly there will be an induration to the site of injection. Sometimes there are fever, loose stools, vomiting, body ache, and sometimes they say even numbness. But these can be definitely tackled by symptomatic treatment like antipyretics.
Okay. And now, doctor, how long the vaccine gives us protection from infection?
See, that's a long study which is going on. We really don't have an authenticate study on this corona. But then definitely a vaccine can protect from 6 months to 1 year at least.
Few questions on COVID test, doctor.
Yes.
So, right time for COVID test. What is the right time for doing a post-COVID test? And is it necessary to take a retest to check the COVID after quarantine of 15 days?
There is no right time to do a post-COVID test if you are on absolute quarantine for more than 14 days.
Okay. Then what are the other tests for COVID apart from RT-PCR?
There are other tests like antigen, then there is antibody testing and HRCT. So antigen test, there are a lot of false positives which are coming and false negatives also which are coming. So RT-PCR is said to be an ideal test. And if the lung is definitely involved, HRCT is said to be the most ideal test to complete diagnosis.
Okay. Is CT scan necessary for continuous cough? How long the cough will continue post-COVID?
CT scan is an absolute necessity because the lung parenchymal damage is assessed by an HRCT and the post-COVID cough can persist for more than 6 to 8 weeks.
And doctor, what will be the result? How will you just...
No, there is a grading which is available. So these are basically graded and anything above CORAD 5 is said to be a symptom which is to be considered.
Is it necessary for all the family members to take a COVID test if one member is positive in the family?
No, when a primary contact is positive, it is better that all the family members quarantine themselves for the next 14 days.
There are a couple of miscellaneous questions. It goes like this, doctor. I have the symptoms, but I am feeling fine. What should I do? And please let us know when should I get admitted to hospital.
Yes, if you are fine with asymptomatic, please quarantine yourselves for 14 days. That is ideal. But then definitely if you have symptoms like when the saturation is going down or severe breathlessness or fever continuous, it's definitely an indication to get into admission.
If hospital beds are full, what are my options next?
See, if the hospital beds are full, the first thing you need to do is some remedial measures which you can do it at home, like proning positioning is very important. Second thing is that you can do some breathing exercises or spirometry exercises. The third thing is that you definitely need to find an oxygen concentrator if it's available, which can be used at home.
What is the other option if oxygen cylinder is not available during emergency?
Oxygen concentrator is the best option.
Is it necessary to keep a pulse oximeter and thermometer at home?
Yes, definitely. A pulse oximeter is a must at home during this era of COVID, because pulse oximeter will give you the heart rate and saturation. The oxygen levels are clearly monitored with the pulse oximeter. Temperature increase or decrease can be made through a thermometer. So definitely I would indicate that these three are, there is a kit called as oxygen, the home kit which can be made available, like a sanitizer with gloves, and then a pulse oximeter, a thermometer, and a spirometer.
What is the oxygen count which shows oxygen level is low in our body?
Anything less than 94, they say it's definitely a low count.
Okay. So can you please guide us with food items to be considered or avoided during COVID?
See, as of now, we don't say that there are any food items which needs to be avoided, but then definitely taking a lot of multivitamins and multiminerals in the form of fruits, vegetables are recommended. Alcohol and beverages and smoking are should be avoided.
Please explain to us about precautions that has to be taken by a caretaker if the patient is treated at home.
See, if the patient is treated at home, the patient should be quarantined in a separate room with good ventilation and a single bathroom, attached bathroom, so that the other people should be wearing a double mask and should not come in contact with the patient who is positive.
Could you please relate the use of paracetamol with reduced antibody production and increased healing time for a patient infected with COVID?
It's a myth.
Okay. So how long does coronavirus live on surface? And please brief us about mode of transmission as per the latest evidences.
There was a saying that it lives on the surface for about 7 days and on the clothes for about 2 or 3 days. But then latest guideline shows that it is available in the air, and it is airborne is also one of the mode of transmission. And the virus lives in the air for almost 3 hours. And the other thing is droplet mode of transmission.
What is the best way to prevent corona according to you, doctor?
Double masking, safe distancing of about 6 meters, and hand sanitization. These are the 3 methods which you can adopt to prevent corona.
When it is safe to discontinue home isolation, and is it necessary to still continue with a zinc and vitamin supplement after recovering from COVID?
Yes, zinc and vitamin supplements can be continued for a period of 15 days to 1 month.
So this second wave of corona shows no signs and symptoms of COVID. In later stage, checked in scan, it shows mostly affected in lungs. How to know ourselves if corona is affecting in our lungs or not?
Yeah, corona, if it affects lung, then definitely the saturation starts dropping. That is one thing. And second thing is that the severe breathlessness can be another feature. So it is always advised that such patients do undergo an HRCT so that the lung involvement, the percentage of lung which is involved, and the grading of corona can be made and can be decided to go in for hospitalization.
Okay. They say if we have hemoglobin problem, any kind of hemoglobin issues, we should not take COVID vaccination. Can I know whether it is true or not?
It's a myth.
Another question. I was vaccinated on 23rd of April. The next day I had rashes on the vaccinated area and it was very painful for few days. Later I kept ice cube and pain and rashes reduced, but now I can feel an inner lump on the vaccinated area. Just wanted to know whether it is a serious problem, and if not, what is a remedy, and if yes, what is to be done for the same?
Operation at the site of injection is quite common, but then we can keep ice caps and take antibiotics. Usually it reduces. But then if the lump becomes hard, hot fermentation is said to be one of the solutions which can be tried.
Okay. At the end, doctor, what would you like the audience to carry as a take-home message?
See, now corona has passed the first wave. Now it has reached the second wave. There is a saying that it will reach a third wave in the month of November. The first wave was usually attacking the elderly patients with comorbid symptoms. Now, the second wave, what we see is that attacking younger generation, and the variant is very, very virulent. And we see a lot of mortalities in the younger age group between 30 to 45. The third wave, they say that anything less than 18 years may be in the pediatric and adolescent age group, which is a real scary factor which needs to be considered. So in this take home is that you need to definitely wear mask. Double masking is very important. Avoid public places. See that you keep a safe distance of 6 meters, and then also frequently hand wash. And if at all, if there is anything that can be done, is self quarantine yourself if there are any symptoms. Please don't go into mass places and then infect everybody. You have to take this as very seriously because the third wave can infect a lot of children. So vaccination has to be an ideal method which needs to be adopted by every individual in this country. If vaccination is available freely, please go and take the vaccine because that will boost your immune system to a great extent. In spite of vaccination, you have to wear a mask and also maintain a safe distance, which is very, very important. So stay safe and be healthy. The medicines which can be definitely see there is no particularly we don't have any particular medicines per se to treat corona, but then they say that immune boosters help us next to boost the immunity. So zinc, vitamin C, vitamin D can be taken regularly. Symptomatic measures like in case of fever you can take antibiotics, and if antibiotics also is recommended, some recommend doxycycline, some recommend azithromycin, ivermectin, so many things. But then definitely if symptoms like saturation is dipping or if there is a problem, please contact your nearest doctor for either home resolution or for hospitalization. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Santosh, for spending your valuable time with us. And I'm very sure the entire audience will be benefited by the practical solution to face this pandemic. Stay home, stay safe, and stay healthy.